Shlomo Makim. Verse foremost, give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, B'Shem Rachak with us, the honors under the elders of Oscar Millstone, the elders of Millstone, and of course, peace and blessings under the hopeful elect. That's a serious sermon say Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, serve him in truth and sincerity. Yes, on the brother Chayaba from GMS Plain Tables Camp. Come back with another lesson to his spirit. Yes, so let's lesson be based off of this article from nationalnews.com, which is entitled, it says, Australia's facial recognition rollout sparks privacy fears. Digital ID system goes live without full oversight. And we've been hearing a lot of recent news on this digital ID system. Ever since the recent news with the UK on the, with the digital ID. Hey, a lot of stuff has been popping off. So if you just go on, you just look up digital ID news, anywhere, you'll get a lot of information. Going across the stories, it says, right here, it says, UK Labour Party push for digital ID prompts concerns, step towards mass surveillance. You go here, it says, it's official, the government has decided that it would introduce a mandatory digital ID scheme in the UK as part of its efforts to stop illegal immigration. And that's what they do. They present the problem, as the saying goes, problem, reaction, solution. They create the problem, and, they literally create it. They open up, for this example, they open up the borders. So they allow people to come in. And then what the reaction, and also offering certain benefits to those who come in, for the migrants, incentives and this and that for basically the migrants who come, they can get these different incentives. We already saw it when Biden, of course, was in office. But with the reaction starts. So you have a lot of people reacting on it, but also they control the reaction too, because they have hundreds of thousands of AI bots, or however whatever the number is. They have many AI bots. Let's just go with a number, millions of AI bots patrolling these different social media platforms, in order to control the reaction. You're seeing thousands of comments towards this one opinion on this one subject. Well, if you don't know what's going on, you're going to be led to that opinion. So so what they also control the reaction, and what the solution, they offer the solution right after that. Which again, in this case, the digital ID, which is the next step towards the NWO that Esau wants to achieve. Which what the NWO will be backed, the main proponent of this NWO will be the mark of the beast that's spoken about Revelation chapter 13, 16, which we're about to get. But to read this little bit of this article, it says Australia's National Driver License Facial Recognition Solution, or NDLFRS, will launch later this year despite unresolved privacy concerns. The system, first proposed in 2017, centralizes biometric data from driver's licenses, passports for government and private sector verification. Critics warn of surveillance risk, weak privacy protections, and potential for data misuse or breaches. It says the Albanese government fast-tracked the rollout despite failing to pass stronger privacy laws as promised. Western Australia will be the first state to integrate its data, with Fujitsu managing the system under a $50 million contract. So Australia is at it, UK is at it. All these different countries are, again, moving towards that system. China, I mean, you already see where China's at. Again, so all these countries, even though it looks like these countries are against, ultimately they have some type of agreements towards what? This NWO, towards this new system that's going to be ran off of this Mark of the Beast system. Or it's like this new system that's going to be ran off the Mark of the Beast. So it says, in a move critics call a blatant overreach of state surveillance, Australia is set to activate its long-delayed National Driver License Facial Recognition Solution, or NDLFRS, by the end of 2025, despite Parliament still reviewing crucial privacy legislation. The system, first proposed 8 years ago, will link driver's licenses and passports into a centralized biometric database, enabling real-time identity verification for government and eventually private entities. Western Australia will lead a rollout, with other states soon to follow. Yet privacy advocates and lawmakers warn that the Albanese government is rushing ahead without adequate safeguards, leaving Australians vulnerable to mass surveillance, data breaches, and mission creep. Yeah, again, they're moving quick. So what? And ultimately, East understands that his time is short, so he's moving quick. And with that, with Esau moving so quickly, he's already gonna be sloppy. So he's gonna leave a trail behind. And ultimately that's exposing him. Let's go ahead and get 2nd Ezra chapter 2 and 11. Or it's like 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and 11. It says, "Least saints should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." Yeah, least saints should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Yeah, so we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. We understand the physical counterpart of Satan is Esau. Edom being a so-called white man. And what the chief tribe of the nation of Edom is Amalek. Amalek being the small hats. So you get that word for devices in the Greek. Small hats, of course, those who call themselves the people of the Lord today over there in the land of Israel, the state of Israel, as they put it. So the Greek word is noaima for devices, meaning it says mental perception, thought, and evil purpose. Exactly, so an evil purpose. Yeah, ultimately, so what? A scheme, a plan, tactics. Of course, in order to achieve their agenda. So we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. We understand what he's doing. You understand why he's doing it. And we're not ignorant. We understand that there's an ulterior motive behind everything that he's doing. And what Yahweh Shemi Shai, of course, is revealing everything onto us. So that we're not ignorant of his devices. We're not ignorant of his schemes, of what he's doing, truly. So it's like Revelation chapter 13 and 15, it says, "And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause as many as will not worship the image of the beast should be killed." Yeah, and we understand the beast is the EU and NATO, and the image of the beast is the system. Ultimately, which the system goes back onto the Roman Empire. This new system is a revival of the Roman Empire. What this image is it is what the system with laws, of course, with the mandates and the guidelines. Which ultimately the image of the beast is the NWO. It says that the image of the beast shall both speak, and cause as many as will not worship the image of the beast shall be killed. Yeah, so it's going to come to a point where if you don't bow down this NWO, what they're gonna seek. Ultimately, what the penalty for that is death, the guillotine. In that link, and what's gonna be that the key towards the NWO, in order to be a part of it. It says verse 16, Revelation chapter 13, it says, and he calls all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in their foreheads. Yeah, so, and he calls all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in their foreheads. Yeah, so meaning he's going to cause this upon everyone, causing meaning he's going to mandate it upon everybody. Both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. Yeah, so it doesn't matter if you're rich, poor, you're prominent figure within society, or you're the average Joe Schmo. Well, it's going to be mandated upon everybody. Free and bond, doesn't matter if you're in prison or whoever. Again, this mark will be mandated upon everybody. It says to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Exactly. And what we understand how this mark is something physical. It's not something that's spiritual. It's not something that is it's not an abstract thing. No, it's literally something. It's tangible, and it's clear cut. It's something that's going to be clear cut. It's not going to be an abstract concept. The mark of the beast. So I'll get the word for mark. The Greek word is chragma, meaning a stamp and a pen, a mark. It says, of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as a badge of the followers of the Antichrist. And again, the Antichrist is not referring on to somebody who's going to come up from nowhere, one person, and then everybody's, most people are going to bow down to this Antichrist. No. Ultimately, the Antichrist refers onto anybody who's against Yahushai. Against Yahushai. Because you go into the meaning, anti, meaning against, Christ, of course, meaning going back onto the Greek word, or going back onto the Greek, Christos, meaning anointed. So anybody who's against Yahushai, you're Antichrist. If you're against the apple of the Lord's eye, his elect, then you are an Antichrist. Because, those who are against the Lord's servants, those who serve him, well, as I said, basically paraphrasing, those who hate you hate me. Yahushua said that. Paraphrasing it. But those who are against you are against me, and those who are against me are against the Heavenly Father. That's paraphrasing what Yahushua said. So it says, thin carved, sculpture, graven work. So again, it's going to be something that's physical. It says scratch or etching. So again, we have multiple things to link up what it actually is. So what's going to be something that goes in the right hand or in the forehead, inside, not outside, inside. Yeah. And of course, Esau is going to use a link in order to connect the people onto the system directly. But for him to have full control. And that link is going to be the mark of the beast. Which, of course, we already know what the mark of the beast is. It's the RFID implant. The chip. That's what they want to put. And as you can see right here, this is what it is. This right here. This is going to be a link to the system, or towards the NWO. Was what, again, it's going to be based. And hey, again, it's not like the NWO is abstract, far away, constant. No, it's at the door already. The NWO. AI is already here. Technology is very, very, highly advanced, and it's going to continue to get more highly advanced. AI is increasing. They want to move towards super intelligence, or AGI. Super intelligence. Super intelligence is, or Let's go ahead and look it up real quick. Super intelligence. It says super. Well, let me just put AI. It says superintelligence is a hypothetical AI that will exceed human intellect across virtually all domains, a significant leap beyond current narrow AI or even hypothetical general AI. While so you get the point. So the point is that they wanted superintelligence to surpass. Again, so you have the ones at the top controlling the superintelligence, these AI systems, but what they want to far exceed any human capacity. Again, this is what Esau is building. And for those who take the MOTB, they're gonna have full control over you. And what's the judgment written for those who take it? Well, you're gonna get a grievous sore, which is a cancer. And again, we also said what the mark is going to be in your right hand or in your forehead. Or it says the mark in the right hand or in their foreheads, meaning, because we 100% see the Neuralink. What they're preparing with a Neuralink. It's literally a brain. It's a brain implant. So you giving direct access. Again, by putting an implant, inside, directly on their brain. So again, it was for mass control, for mass tracking. Esau's gonna have there's, of course, for those who take it. You're showing the Lord that Esau is your God. So what? The Lord's gonna give. Ultimately, what Esau's gonna have, and of course, the Lord has all control at the end of the day. But Esau's gonna have a lot of power for over those who take it. Gonna be able to manipulate your emotions, what you think, what you do. Again, we saw these different movies, for concerning people who have implants within them. And again, so Esau's already putting out there predictive programming. It says, Revelation chapter 13:17, and that no man might buy or sell except he that had a mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And you won't be able to buy or sell. So buy anything. So imagine everything you buy right now, you won't be able to buy it without the CHIP. Not one thing. Everything will be locked behind. Everything that's within, of course, the system, you won't be able to buy it. Everything that's tapped behind, ultimately everything will be tapped behind. Within society, everything will be tapped behind that chip, that implant. It says, and that no man might buy or sell. And again, if you have business, again, all transactions, purchasing and selling will be locked behind the CHIP. It says, save he that had a mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So that's going to be a temptation that they use. It says, verse 18, here is wisdom, let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Exactly, 666, and that's the number that they love to use. You'll see it within these company logos. You see it hidden within movies. You'll see this number everywhere, and that's a number that Esau Edom, so-called white man, he loves to use. 6, you'll see 6 everywhere, and that's their number, 666. And again, we know this is coming, but we understand that the Lord's chosen, the Lord's elect will be taken care of. It says, Revelation chapter 3:10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. The hour of temptation is going to be when they mandate that mark of the beast, when they mandate that implant, that chip. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience. Yes, so for those who do the Lord's will unto the end, those who do the Lord's commandments, do everything that Yahushua has commanded us to do. What it says, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Exactly. So what? Enduring on the end, doing Yahweh's will, Yahweh Bashim Shai's will. What? The Lord, Yahweh Bashim Shai, will keep us from the hour of temptation. This is a red letter. Yahweh said that he'll keep us from the hour of temptation. So even though Esau's going to mandate it, you won't be able to bar sell. And what? It's going to come to a point that Esau is going to seek to put those who don't take it, he's going to seek to put them to death. The guillotine, or whatever method, torturing, whatever method. But the Lord says he's going to keep us from the hour of temptation. So we know many miracles are coming, especially in these end times that we're in. Jacob's trouble, we're in the beginning of it. But hey, it's going to get a lot worse very, very soon. It's already here. We're just, but we're seeing things getting a lot worse right now. And it's going to continue to get worse. Of course, what Yahweh shall keep us from temptation. As scriptures say, the Lord's going to keep us fed and taken care of. Just because Esau decides you can't eat, or you can't buy or sell, meaning you won't be able to have access to food or resources within his society, doesn't mean that we're going to be able to, that we're not going to be able to eat or drink and have access to resources. No, the Lord's the one who decides that. And the Lord's the one who controls Esau. And we know that. We know Yahweh Bashim Shai has power over everything. And what the scriptures are. Scriptures say how we're going to have abundance. Scriptures say how we're going to be married and have abundance in Second Ezra chapter 2. So we're going to be married and have abundance. Isaiah chapter 65 says how the servants of the Lord will eat and drink. So, hey, ultimately, we're not worried about that. It says, which shall come upon all the world that shall then dwell upon earth. Again, so the temptation is many people, majority of people in the world would take it, because it's not just going to be, of course, we see this ID system going out everywhere, man. Meaning that these other nations are adopting themselves into the same system that Esau setting up, that Amalek is setting up, is what ultimately it's going to lead to the mark of the beast, the implant system. So hey, we know, of course, what Yahweh Bashim Shai will protect his elect, and this is coming. This is prophecy. And World War III won't come until the mark of the beast is mandated, which again we see is right on the horizon. It's at the door to be mandated, especially again with this digital ID. Again, Esau's trying to move as quick as he can, as scriptures say, Revelation chapter 12. The devil knoweth that he hath but a short time, so he's going as quick as he can, because he knows that his time is short. And guess what? The Lord's shortening the days as well. The Lord's making Esau hurry up. So hey, War 3 will happen after the mark of the beast is mandated, and Yahweh shall make his return to deliver his elect. The nuclear war will pop off, and Yahweh will come back to deliver his elect, which as brothers hope to be a part of. Of course, laboring to making sure that we're doing right by Yahweh Bashim Shai. Of course, having faith in of course, in believing. So yeah, I believe it's a point. Those are your brothers that edified. Yahweh Bashim Shai, Bashim Kakadash Bakathum. Shalom.